Casio is not a baller watch, but I really like it. Okay, I would buy a Casio. How do I know I would buy a Casio? Let me show you. Because I might have more fucking Casios. I might have more G-Shocks than anyone you know. I like watches a lot. I started getting into watches maybe 5 years ago, like right before the pandemic. My boy Derek Moneyberg, he gave me a Rolex Datejust. Before that, I just wore Apple Watch all the time. I started to like timepieces. I got into watches and I got like deep into it. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on watches. And I probably spend more time thinking about watches than normal for someone. So in this video, I want to rank and break down every watch brand. Some jerk, some dummy is thinking of typing right now, man, I could just look at my phone and tell the time. Yeah, two things. One, we're not all addicted to our phones, man. A lot of us put our phones away and live life off the internet. And we still like to tell time under those circumstances. Another thing is like wearing a watch, a timepiece. It can say something about you and convey certain things to other people. I've walked into places, talked to people. People have talked about one of my watches, whether it's one of my APs or my RM or even my Rolex. We get in conversation about watches. Maybe he's a watch guy. And I've legitimately made deals with those people, like had business deals, made money from contacts I made from having a watch. I was on first class not long ago, sitting first class, and the guy next to me had a Rolex Yacht Master. We started talking about watches. He saw my watch. We started talking about it. And we're working on getting some money together now. It's something you won't understand, right? You legit won't understand it unless you're in that world. And if you're not in that world, maybe you should shut the fuck up. Because there's some shit you don't know about. There's just some shit you don't know what you don't know, right? Before I get into this, I want to also say, hey man, I do not buy watches as investment pieces. I ain't out here flipping watches. That sounds like some broke boy shit, right? All the watches I have, I keep forever. I'm not out here trying to make money off watches or speculate on them. If you're going to speculate on something, I'd rather you buy like leap call options on QQQ. That's a way better speculation than invested in watches, because I know a lot of people got burnt doing that. So here's the ranking system. Trash, meh, cool, but not for me. Would buy, baller, and balling out of control. And I got a bunch of watch brands here, and we're gonna go through them. So we're gonna talk about Audemars Piguet, AP. I think, personally, AP is my favorite brand. Balling out of control. I think it's the best. I'm not saying it's the best. In general, this is my list. If you think otherwise, that's cool, man. Make your own fucking list and build a YouTube channel with over 1 million subscribers so you can promote the watches you like. I'm talking about the ones I like. I like AP. I have 2 so far. Let me show you. Hey, I want you guys to know AP did not sponsor this video. Nope, they didn't sponsor the video. I'll take the money. None of these brands have paid me. So my first AP, this is a Royal Oak Offshore. This is the Alinghi Cup edition. What I like about this one, it's super masculine, but it's also kind of classy and also super tough. And it's titanium, so this is light as a feather. So there was a time when I first bought this, I probably wore this every day for like a year. I had a Rolex at the time and this watch. These were my only 2 watches, and I wore this all the time. I love it. I still wear it all the time. It still might be my favorite watch because it's so light. I never see this anywhere. I get a lot of compliments from like watch guys when they catch me with it because the dial is so unique for AP. Because it's that Alinghi Cup edition, and there's only been 1,000 of these made. I like all APs, man. Royal Oaks, Offshores, chronograph. Now, I have another AP. All the watch guys are gonna hate me for this, but I have a bust down Royal Oak. People are gonna say, hey, don't put diamonds on your watches. Man, listen, we don't do that. Like, people don't put diamonds on their watch. The jewelers do this, and then we buy it, right? Yeah, and then, it's gonna decrease the value of your watch. Maybe I bought this secondhand, though. So, like, I know it's not classy. I know you watch guys hate this, but you're not supposed to like it. The person who will buy something like this, you probably from the street, you're probably hood. For me, I grew up like idolizing a lot of guys with this. I think it looks cool, but I grew up in this in a different environment than you motherfucking suburban nerds. You're not supposed to like it. It's actually not for you. It's the same reason in the 90s you didn't wear FUBU. It's because it wasn't for you. Like, this is for us. Also, you should only buy this if you like fucking big booty Spanish chicks. How do I know that? Because my big booty Latina girl picked this one out. I was going to buy something classy. I got it for my 40th birthday to commemorate the beginning of my midlife crisis. I thought this would be a good start. And I was going to buy something classy, but my big booty Latina girlfriend, She's like, "Ay, papi, me gusta tango." And I was like, all right, cool. All right, babe. Slap the ass and then pay for this, right? And I love it. I love wearing it. You don't wear this everywhere. You wear this when you go to one of them crazy restaurants in Miami or the strip club. That's where I wear this, you know. If you don't like it, you're not supposed to like it. In fact, all you guys on the internet talking about how you don't like this kind of shit, you know, if you motherfuckers liked it, we wouldn't like it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when y'all started saying bling bling. You notice how we immediately stopped? Now y'all the only one saying it. If you want us to stop doing this, all you got to do is you start wearing it. Yo dorky ass start wearing it. We will stop immediately. If I saw yo nerdy ass with one of these, it's just for us, man. You're not supposed to like it. Now, somebody in the comment is thinking of saying, if you got so much money, why not just get factory diamonds? That's what y'all do. Y'all see us doing something, say it's bad, but it's cool when y'all do it. I think Elvis is an example. Everybody hated, like America was calling rock and roll and blues the devil music. But when soon as fucking Elvis and the Beatles start doing it, it's all good. Now, I see how it works. Don't even worry about it. You're not supposed to like it. Get a regular one. I like AP's my favorite. Let's move on. We're going to go to Rolex. I think Rolex is baller. Rolex is dope. This was actually my first luxury watch. It is Datejust, and it was given to me by one of my best friends, Derek Moneyberg. I was working on him with the marketing for a product he was putting out, and it did over $1 million. And, you know, as a thank you, he bought me this, and this is a watch I'll keep forever. I like Rolexes in general. My next Rolex is probably going to be this new Yacht Master. It's a titanium Yacht Master. It looks kind of like a regular Submariner, but it's one of Rolex's first titanium watches. All my luxury watches are like trophies to me. So I only buy them when I accomplish some kind of goal or some big achievement, right? So this was a year we broke some records in business. This was my 40th birthday. I wasn't supposed to live to be 40. A lot of my friends I grew up with did not. And I was able to do that. So you got to celebrate that. This was my boy's $1 million launch, which was really good. Yeah, I like Rolex a lot. I think Rolex is baller. Let's go Cartier. Cartier is baller. I love Cartier. I love their jewelry. As you can see, I got a bunch of different Cartier bracelets, and I love their watches. Specifically, I love the Santos. I have two. So this one was a 41st birthday gift from one of my business partners, Amber Morningstar. She knew I like these watches. I wear this all the time. Cartier Santos. I love this watch. And then my girlfriend bought me this one. This is a new one. This was just released recently. It's a Santos with a brown dial. It was released recently at Watches and Wonders a few months ago. This is going to be a hot take, what I'm about to say. Like, these are both entry-level watches. The Datejust and the Santos. The Santos is way better than the Datejust. If you're thinking about getting a Rolex in like the $10,000 range, I think the Santos is a better watch. Let me explain. One, I think it looks cooler. I love the bracelet and release system where you can change the bracelet. Cartier invented that. So you can put a leather bracelet on this immediately, right? Or I can put a leather bracelet on this one instead of this rubber one. It's like having more than one watch. It's like one of my boys has a Santos. He had this bracelet on. They had a great bezel and a white dial. Seen him again. I was like, oh, you got another watch? Nah, he just had a different strap on it. So you can get more out of it. You get 100 meters water resistance. The nerds will correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Cartier invented the wristwatch. Cartier, the fact that this Cartier Santos was the best wristwatch. If $10,000 is my budget, I don't think a Rolex is better than a Santos. That's a personal thing. Rolex may have a different kind of prestige for people. I love Cartier Santos. I'll probably end up with a lot more before I die, if I die one day. Let's move on to Tissot. Tissot. I'm going to put this in would buy. How do I know I would buy it? So this is the Tissot PRX. This is the chronograph version. These watches cost, I don't know, $1,200. They have the quick change system just like this Cartier Santos. These are automatic watches, chronograph. You can get a version of this watch that's not a chronograph for like $300. I love it. In fact, I've gifted this watch to many people, and they look super cool. They look kind of like the Royal Oak. It's similar, but it's not so similar that it looks like a fake Royal Oak. That's what you don't want. Let's move on. Okay, let's go to Casio. Casio is not a baller watch, but I really like it. Okay, I would buy a Casio. How do I know I would buy a Casio? Let me show you. Because I might have more fucking Casios. I might have more than anyone you know. And the only ones I really like, this 2100 series, right? Sometimes they call this the Casio Oak. I've actually talked to the brand and they said they don't like when people call them Casio, so I'm gonna stop doing that after today. They have sent me 2 watches before in the past to review. Honestly, I've given so many of these away. I wear them all the time, especially when I'm with like my niece or my nephew or my son, because sometimes I don't want to wear a luxury watch when I'm with them, because don't nobody want to get killed over a G-Shock. You know what I'm saying? I wear it when my luxury watch and I got to kill someone in front of my niece. You know, she's going to live with that forever, man. So I'd rather just wear something that somebody's not going to do something stupid and risk their life over. But these are super dope. Honestly, I love these watches. I wear them all the time, especially if I'm going to do something really active or something that I'm going to get dirty doing. I wear these at the range. I wear these when I'm riding ATVs, yo mama's house, any place that's like real filthy or dirty. I'm probably going to have on a Casio. Or if I'm in the hood, like I took my girl to the south side of Chicago. We were doing something for one of my cousins, and I took her to the south side of Chicago. I was like, hey, listen, you leave your Rolex and your jewelry in this hotel room. I know these people, all right? Don't do it. And I was definitely had on Casio, you know. Oh, but there's another Casio I like. So check this out. They have Casio as a brand. It doesn't get a lot of love. It's called the Edifice, and it's like a step up in class from the G-Shock. And man, I love these watches. So, you know, this is competitive with the Tissot. Only the difference is this is a quartz movement and it's not automatic. But I really like these watches, man. If you're looking for one nice watch that you wear everywhere, you don't have to worry about, you can wear it with a suit, look into the Casio Edifice. Full disclosure, Casio sent me this one. I fucks with the brand, they fuck with me. It's a cool watch. You know, if I wear anything purple, I'll probably got this watch on. Let's go Citizen. I think Citizen is cool, but not for me. They make some cool watches. There's a few that I really like. I think they have one called the Typhoon or some shit. They have one with an integrated bracelet that's similar to Tissot PRX. The Tususa is a nice watch. It's just not for me. PRX, if you're looking for a watch under $1,000, I don't think there's much that can beat this. But I can see how you can make the case that some Citizen watches can be competitive. If I can see how someone make that case. They're doing some cool things. And I think at some point it might get to this category, but right now it's cool. It's just not for me. Let's go Tag. Again, cool, but not for me. I really like some of the new watches that Tag came out with, especially those glass box, those new Carreras they came out with. I like them a lot, but they're kind of small and they're just not for me, man. I'm in this weird place of wealth where something either has to be expensive or cheap. I don't know. It's a weird place. Like a lot of these mid-tier brands, like $5,000 watches, they're just not for me. Here's the thing. If I'm going to spend $5,000 on a watch, I don't think that those $5,000 watches are better than the Tissot PRX. They're not, 5 times as good as them, even if they are better. When you're buying luxury watches, it's not just the watch you're paying for. You're also paying for like the status and all that stuff. You don't get the status from the $5,000 watch. So you might as well just get the fucking Tissot PRX or a Citizen, right? Citizen is here, right? You know what? I'm gonna move Citizen here because I would consider it, but I wouldn't consider a Tag because it's in that fucking price range where it's like it's not better than a Tissot or the Citizen, but it's way more expensive. But you don't get the prestige of Cartier, Rolex, and Audemars. So it's like I can never bring myself to buy it, even though I like a lot of the watches. I think a lot of things they're doing are dope. Let's go to Breitling. This may sound like a contradiction to what I just said. I would buy a Breitling. In fact, I've been looking at this chronomat for a long time. They have this titanium chronomat watch that I really like. And I tried it on at the store and I thought about it. It's only like fucking 10 grand. I would buy it, but it's like I'm just be honest with you, I'm in this weird place where I got fucking Rolexes, I got APs, and I got Richard Milles. It's like I don't know how much wrist time it would get. So to spend more than $1,000 on a watch that I don't know is going to get a lot of wrist time sounds, I don't know. It's difficult for me to justify that purchase. For me, I'm going to put Breitling here because I definitely been considering it. Bvlgari, I would buy. Now, man, I'm going to move Bvlgari to baller because of the Octafomicio. The Octafomicio. I might be saying it wrong, but They're fucking dope, bro. I really like those, so I'm gonna put it here. All right, Christopher Ward, I would buy. Cause it's cheap, but it looks nice. Like you can get a Christopher Ward for like $1,000. The Christopher Ward 12 is a watch I like. I would buy if they make a chronograph version of the 12. I'm the first person to buy that, right? The 12 is like their competition with the PRX, but it's more expensive and it's not a chronograph. If they make a chronograph, the Moon Swatch, this shit is dope. Like if you want to check it out, the Moon Swatch, this is the black Snoopy edition, right? I put this shit on a motherfucking Amazon strap. No, this strap is not from Amazon. It's from, I don't know where it is, but this shit is dope. It's like black. It looks super dope to me, man. Don't sleep on the Moon Swatch, man. If you put a different strap on it, shit is fire. I buy. So, hey, yo, listen, on their Instagram, they follow me. We follow each other. The brand follows me and I follow them. Every post they post, I comment, make a chronograph version of the 12. I think I need all of y'all to go to their Instagram and tell them to make a chronograph version of the 12. Yeah, let's go Omega. I'm going to put it in baller because I really like the Moon Watch. I would get one of those. I haven't, but I would get one of those. But what I really like, the James Bond, No Time to Die, Seamaster. I almost bought that a few times, and I almost bought Planet Ocean chronograph. They're on the list. I'll probably end up with all three of those watches at some point. Yeah, let's go Hublot. All right, let me talk about Hublot. A lot of people, they get a lot of hate from the watch community. I think they make some good looking watches. They're super expensive. Let me tell you the problem with Hublot. That's why I'm putting it here. I'm not saying if you buy a Hublot, you're a scam artist. But if you are a scam artist, you definitely have or want a Hublot. 100% of them. But just because you have a Hublot doesn't mean you're a scam artist. It just, I think the Big Bang is a good looking watch. I think they get more criticism than they deserve. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? What do I know? Timex. Cool, but not for me. However, I do have a Timex watch. I just never wear it, but I got one. It's cool, not for me. They make some good watches. Bell & Ross. I would buy under the right circumstances. I think that they make some cool watches. I'm gonna move a little faster through this. Tudor, I would buy. I would buy a Tudor. I thought about buying a few Tudors that came out with a new Pelagos, the racing edition. There's a Pelagos FXD chronograph that I like a lot. You know what? Here's my thing about Tudor. I don't like the Tudors that look like cheap Rolexes. The Pelagos FXDs, they don't look like Rolexes at all. They have the same company. It's owned by Rolex. I would not buy a Tudor that looks like a Rolex. And if I was going to buy the Black Bay, the only one I would consider is the all black, right? The black PVD one, because it doesn't look like anything Rolex makes. I just don't like the ones that look like fake Rolexes or cheap Rolexes. Patek Philippe is definitely, all right, I'm going to put it at baller out of control for sure. However, I don't see myself buying one. I like APs better. My girl, though, she wants this purple Aquanaut she saw. Got expensive taste. Yeah, I mean, I like the Aquanaut. The Nautilus, everyone loves it. But you know the story of the Nautilus, right? So AP came out with the Royal Oak during what was called the quartz crisis. When Seiko came out with these quartz watches, and it almost put the automatic watch industry out of business because they were coming out with cheap, more accurate watches using quartz technology. And so AP came out with the Royal Oak, and they started marketing more as luxury items instead of like tools, which they were before that. The whole watch industry was suffering. They almost went out of business until AP, they hired a dude named Gerald Gensa to design the Royal Oak. It saved AP and it's brought the watch industry back to life. Patek was like, yo, we need to get in on this shit, right? So they hired Gerald to design a watch for them, and it was called the Nautilus. Here's the thing. I think that the Nautilus was the design that AP said, nah, we don't want that. I think it's sloppy seconds, personally. And it looks like it, man. I think the AP is just a cooler design. But that's just me, man. What the fuck do I know? You know what I'm saying? I like AP more than I like Patek Philippe. I think they're coming out with cooler shit. That Travis Scott AP, not because it's Travis Scott, even if it was just knowing that fucking brown AP is sick. They're doing it with ceramic, it's sick. That John Mayer watch is crazy. I was on a plane with a dude at the blue ceramic AP. That shit was so hard. They're doing cooler shit to me. IWC, cool, not for me. I'm gonna move Timex down a minute, right? But watches in this category, they're good watches. They're just not for me, man. I can't. Watches in that $10,000 range, they're just not for me. Most of them. All right, Grand Seiko, I would buy. I've thought about buying a bunch of different Grand Seikos. I've been in the store all the time, and I just haven't been able to pull the trigger, but there's a lot of them that I like. And there was a limited edition watch I tried to get, but I couldn't get it from it was sold out. but I definitely like Grand Seiko. Oh, Hamilton. I would buy. Hamilton is great value for money. In fact, not only would I buy a Hamilton, I have one. So this is the Hamilton watch I have. This is my deep work watch. What I mean by that is this is a watch I put on when I need to work uninterrupted. You know, Hamilton used to make the watches for the U.S. military, like during the World Wars and shit. And when I'm doing deep work and I'm working super hard on something, I put on this watch because I'm in a war against poverty. I'm in a war against mediocrity, man. And Hamilton is the best. I got to go back to America's roots. So this was the watch that the dude used to wear. He wore on that Amazon show with Jack Ryan. He was killing terrorists. I think. I never watched the shit. But it's just a cool watch, man. And I got it off eBay. I got it off eBay for like $700. It's dope. I like it a lot. It's a chronograph. I really fucks with it. It's super dope. Blancpain. I would buy, there's actually one that I want. The Bathyscan. Oh, Richard Mille. Oh man, Richard Mille's balling out of control, brother. I got one. I got the RM29. Elon Musk had this watch. He used to wear this watch. He says he doesn't wear a watch anymore. When he was building Tesla, right after he sold PayPal, he was wearing this watch. I like it a lot. I think Daddy Yankee used to have that when he was pouring gasolina on chicks. He had this watch. I seen a picture of Kevin Hart with this watch. This is a good watch. It's simple, but it says the right thing to the right person. I love it. It's titanium and it's super light. The watches I wear the most is this AP and this RM. But yeah, I love Richard Mille watches. They're expensive. That's part of it, man. This is a watch. You don't wear this watch to tell time. You wear this watch to tell people how valuable your time is. JLC, cool, but not for me. They have a lot of history in the watch making industry, but it's not for me. Oh, where is Seiko? A lot of people like Seiko. It's cool, but it's not for me. In Seiko's price range, nothing is beating this Tissot PRX. I think it just crushed everything in that price range. Now, the difference between Seiko and Grand Seiko is kind of like the same difference between Rolex and Tudor. So Grand Seiko is to Rolex what Seiko is to Tudor, right? It's really just their budget-friendly brand. Chanel, trash. I would never buy a watch from one of these brands. Hermes, they're doing some cool stuff, but I still got to put it in mid for right now. Bvlgari, cool, but not for me. Long jeans, cool, but not for me. Not Montblanc, meh. Patek, meh. Studio Underdog, right? This is a small brand out of London, and I would buy. How do you know I would buy? Because I bought them. I bought two of their watches. This one is dope. This one I bought specifically because I had a suit that it matches. I have a suit this color, and I like to wear that suit with a shirt this color. And I just like this chronograph. This is another dressier watch I watch. And this is their field watch. I like the brand. It's a small independent brand out of London. They make cool shit. What else we got? Zenith. Zenith makes some cool shit, man, but it's just not for me. Something about the $5,000 to $10,000 range is like, I just can't justify it over a Citizen or a Seiko, right? Because the brands in that $5,000 to $10,000 range, they're not better enough to justify the price over a Tissot or a Citizen, and they don't give you the same prestige something else you can get for that same price. I don't like them way better than the Citizen or Tissot. I definitely don't like them better than a Cartier. And they fall in between there. It's just like, I just can't justify the purchases. Swatch, I would buy, especially after saying that, everybody's like, why? Because I have a bunch of moon swatches, right? So the key to moon swatch is you gotta put a different band on this shit. So here's the moon swatch. I put a gray band off Amazon. There's tons of them. Just get a different band and they look kind of cool, I think. I also have the collaboration Swatch did with Blancpain because they own this company. So this is the diver. Just put a different strap on there. They're kind of cool, man. Honestly, the moon swatch and the Blancpain, if you put a different strap on there, it's fantastic. All right, let's keep moving. FP Journe, cool, but not for me. Okay, I would buy FP Journe. I've seen a few that I like. Oh, Brew Watches. This is a small brand out of New York, and I would buy it. How do I know I'll buy it? Because I bought one. I bought this one. It's super cool, man. It's a chronograph. It's an integrated bracelet. It's a cool little watch, man. It's a little small on me, so I'll probably end up giving it away, but I like it. I think it's a cool looking watch. Oh, Sin. This is a brand out of Germany. They have a few watches I would buy. You know what fucks with me? They used to make watches for the German military during World War II. I don't know if I could do it. It's not, so that it might not be for me, I don't want to wear the watch Hitler was wearing. I'm not saying he was wearing it, but they used to make it for the German military. And I think it was during World War II. Don't quote me or sue me if I'm wrong. Oh, Vacheron. Yeah, Vacheron. Vacheron is baller. Man, Vacheron is balling out of control. Man, they make some dope watches. I'll probably have overseas at some point. Invicta, trash. Oris. Oris makes some cool watches, but it's not for me. Oh, Frank Mueller. Yeah. Frederick Constant. Yo, they make some cool watches. Honestly, man, I consider this, right? They're cheap enough where I can consider them. Nobody talks about this brand, right? So that's not really known. But yeah, they make a cool watch called the Highlight. I like it a lot, man. Oh, Baltic. Okay, Baltic is cool, but not for me. I know them. Fuck the rest of these brands. I'm not familiar enough with them. This is my list of watch brands. You know what I'm saying? If you're on a budget, man, Seiko. If you're on a tight budget, look at the tightest of budgets. Look at Casio, either for the G-Shocks. But yo, don't sleep on the Edifice. I'm telling you, man, they don't get a lot of publicity. But if you're on a super budget, if you got a little bit of extra money, really check out the Tissot PRX. I don't think there's a better watch under $1,000. All the watches in the $5,000 price range, I would still pick the Tissot PRS over. I love it. Yeah, so I would buy these. You know, I'm thinking about a Breitling. If Christopher Ward makes a chronograph, I mean, I might buy one of these one day. But these are my favorite. Rolex, Cartier, Bvlgari. I know that might be weird, but yo, that Octafamissimo, I like it a lot. I know I might be saying it wrong, but I really like it. And that's a personal thing. I like Omega, right? But my favorite is Audemars, Richard Mille. Those are my favorite. And I put these up here just because, you know, their reputation precedes themselves. Hey, but you need to learn how to get more money to get these watches. And I have a video to show you exactly how to do that right now. Go check it out.